Every day, doctors are leaving medicine, despite the fact that in the US there is a shortage of doctors available. Why is that? Well, we have a lot going on. The healthcare system right now, the way it's set up, it's just not sustainable. It's not great for doctors. There's a lot of demand and pressure for doctors, and a lot of times people forget that doctors are human beings. And the way of being a doctor and the responsibilities and the systemic issues that are in the healthcare system in the United States, that affects a lot of doctors mentally, physically, and a lot of times they end up burning out. And the other problem is that if doctors decide that they want to be independent, it is very difficult for them to be part of an insurance model because of issues with payment, issues with patient expectations. There's just a lot of issues. And so we find that a lot of doctors are quitting medicine altogether and looking for alternate ways to make money, or just quitting in general. And I think that that is a terrible thing. And I think that an alternative to quitting medicine is going to be doctors either having their own practice or using social media to create their own personal brand. Because if you can do that, then you can create your own life. You can create a lifestyle that works best for you while still being able to use your medical degree and your expertise to help people in the future. So I am an example of this. I started my own practice about, 7 years ago. And I worked in the system for about 6 months, but I did training for 3 years. And I realized that the system and the way the system was set up was just not going to work for me. Personally, I have a medical condition, which meant that I didn't have the capability to work long hours. I needed a lot of rest. And my medical condition got worse during residency because of the demand of medicine. But I didn't want to quit medicine. And so I decided that I was going to start my own practice and practice medicine in a way that made sense for me, that hours that worked for me, and I could feel fulfilled that I was helping a group of people who needed what I had to offer. And so when I started that journey, I realized that it was actually a difficult journey because when you're a doctor and you work in a system, your main job is just to see patients and to basically be a cog in a wheel. You're not very aware of the whole system the whole system and the different moving parts. And so when I started my practice, I realized that I needed to do a lot of things to get people into the office, right? I started a cash-based practice, so that meant I wasn't working with insurance. And how are people going to find me? Well, that's where starting a personal brand came into play for me. I started posting content on social media and I grew a following. And in doing so, I was able to get people into my office. And so I think that one of the most important things that every physician is going to have to do in the future is going to be making sure that you have a personal brand. You can use your personal brand as leverage to start your own practice. You can use it as a way to do a side hustle, like be a speaker, or you can use it as a creative outlet. That is something that you can do outside of medicine, which is very structured and very logical, versus sometimes you need some creativity. And so doing things like talking on YouTube or having a YouTube channel, creating a personal brand, that can be something that would be very helpful for you. I think that it's really sad that a lot of doctors are quitting medicine altogether. But if you start a personal brand and you have a way to make money that is not part of the system, that can allow you to then work part-time. So what I do is that I work part-time in the office. I have my practice, and then the other time I am here on social media making videos. I also make videos for my business. So like my practice has its own website and its own social media, and I'm able to also monetize that and sell products or courses and things of that nature online. So in the future, people are always going to want to work with people. But I think that patients are tired of the model, the the healthcare model that we have right now, the insurance model. There's a lot of problems with it, and they are moving more towards a cash-based model. They're getting used to that, but the only way that patients are going to find you is if you're on social media, if you're online, if you're visible and you are talking about the problems that they have, and then they can come find you in the office or find you online and you can help them. And I think that if physicians move to this kind of hybrid model where they work part-time in the office and they have a part-time personal brand or part-time online business, I think the combination of the two is going to be good for the people who are like thinking about quitting, for example, or people who are looking to get into medicine right out of training and they're trying to figure out what kind of life do I want to live, right? So if you're looking to have a life where you have more balance, where you can still see patients, still make money online, but still have time to take care of yourself, then having a hybrid online business and offline practice is going to be a good fit for you. And that's something that I do and something that I will be talking about more on this channel. So if you're a physician and you're thinking about quitting, don't quit. There are options out there. My solution was to work part-time online, offline, part-time online, and I still have time to take my kids to school every day and have a more balanced life. And there's no reason why, after all the training that we've had, that we should just quit completely on medicine, because medicine is still going to need us doctors. It's going to need our experience, and our patients need us, okay? We just need to put ourselves out there so that they can find us. And believe it or not, people are going to be willing to come to see you from across the country and maybe across the world. I live in Northern Virginia, and I have patients who come to see me from Delaware. Some patients come every 6 to 8 weeks to see me from Arizona. I'm always so baffled about this, but that's the power of a personal brand and putting yourself out there. People will come to see people that they love and trust online, and that means that you can still do fulfilling work. You're not restricted, and you can have the life and more balance in your life compared to like working in a system. So if you're thinking about quitting, don't quit. There are alternatives out there. If you want to learn more about what I do and how I can help you, then you can sign up for my newsletter and we can talk from there. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.